In school, we learned a definition for everything except love. Yeah, the most desired and overused word in the human vocabulary in any language. What does it mean when you say I love you? Especially in relationships, we need to have a common definition of what love means. If not, it's going to set up missed expectations. When someone says I love you, they're going to have one definition in their mind of what that means and how they're going to behave accordingly. And you're going to have another definition of what that may mean in your mind. You see, it happened to me. My wife and I have been married for 15 years. We have 3 beautiful girls. But at one point we were dating. And then at one point we broke up. And we were telling each other that I love you. But I can't really say that we knew what it meant at the time. Well, one thing, I knew what it didn't mean. When my wife said I love you at that time we were dating, but at the same moment she said, but I need to leave because it's not the right time. And so how could that reconcile? How could that be? Well, it's because we didn't have common definitions of love. Now, fast forward 4 years or so later, when we got back together, it's not going to happen twice. So we're going to figure out, how to get common definitions of love. And we did, because there is a common definition of love. I searched the globe. I studied philosophers and priests and religious, gurus, and psychologists and teachers. And what I've discovered is that everyone has different definitions for love, but there's one that it just rings true, because it's not just a definition of love, it's the evidence of love. And it's by Erich Fromm. It's in this book called The Art of Loving by Erich Fromm. I discovered this book at my mom's house. And in this book, he really breaks out what love is, what the evidence of love is. If these 4 things are present, then there's love. If these 4 things are not there, it's not complete love. Okay? You ready? I can best describe this with a story. Let's say a woman says, I love my plants. Well, the first question is, do you know your plant? Do you know that the plant needs water? Now, if she doesn't know that the plant needs water and light, she doesn't love her plant. But let's say that she does know that her plant needs water and light, but she doesn't care for the plant. She actually doesn't water it. Well, she's not caring for the plant, so she's not loving her plant. Number 2, care. Let's say she knows her plant and she cares for her plant, but let's say that because she likes, she's cleaning the windows with Windex, and she says, while I'm at it, I'll just water the plant with the Windex because it's convenient for me. Well, she's not respecting that the plant doesn't need Windex. The plant needs just H2O. So she's not 3, respecting the plant. And what could the 4th thing be? Well, let's say she knows the plant, cares for the plant, and she's respecting the plant, but then she goes out of town for 3 weeks and she leaves the plant in the, hot sun with no water. Well, she's not being responsible for the plant. Number 4 is responsibility. So in that story, you have knowledge, care, respect, and responsibility. Now, going back to my story with my wife, who was then my girlfriend, who had broken off the relationship, did she know me? Yes, she knew me very well. We had conversations. We closed down every restaurant and we went to dinner. Did she care for me? Yes, we had talked about even the 5 love languages and how they play into the relationship. Did she respect me? She did. She let me be me. I let her be herself. Was she ready to be responsible at that time as a 25-year-old with a 7-year gap in my city that everyone knew me and not her? Was she ready to be responsible for the relationship? No. And so, but we didn't have that code back then, but that's what she was really telling me. I love you, but it didn't close off that 4th part about being responsible for the relationship. So when we got back together, we had to go through each one specifically on the checklist. And we made sure that we had a mutual feeling when it comes to knowing each other, caring for each other, how the other person needs to be cared for. respecting each other. And finally, we both got to that point of being mutually responsible for each other. Then we were ready for more in the relationship, and we got engaged, and we've been married for 15 years, and now we're knowing, caring, respecting, and being responsible for 3 daughters that we're raising up. So we need to all have a common, calibrated sense of what love means. And that way, when we say it, it'll have action behind it, and it'll set expectations that are mutual. We'll know what we're signing up for, and we'll know what the other person's signing up for. It's what love actually looks like when it's in action, not just when it's said. So with this definition, you can move into your relationships with more confidence. This is just one of the many frameworks that you can find in the book Date Like a Brand. And check out this next video for more frameworks that are going to get you more educated and more strategic on love. Thanks.